All right, let's get right to it. This is probably the oldest question in any American gun camp. If you had to pick one rifle caliber, just one, to handle everything you could possibly hunt in North America, what would it be? We're talking from whitetail in the back 40 all the way up to elk in the Rockies and maybe even bear. You gotta have one round that can be your do-it-all gun. It's a tough question, but we're gonna try and answer it. We're breaking down the top 5, and I'll tell you right now, the number 1 pick, well, it's held that title for a long time for a good reason. Let's dig in. Number 5. The 270 Winchester. Kicking off this list at number 5 is the 270 Winchester. This cartridge is a piece of American history. Been around since the 1920s. We're firing a .277 diameter bullet, usually in that 130 to 150 grain sweet spot. And folks, the reputation this thing has is built on one thing: speed. It has an incredibly flat trajectory. It was born from the legendary .30-06 Springfield case just neck down to take that smaller, faster bullet. And the result is pure performance. You take a 130 grain pill, you're easily pushing 3,000 feet per second at the muzzle. For the hunter, that means you're not holding over as much. It gives you confidence stretching a shot out to 400 yards on antelope or mule deer. The recoil? It's really not bad. It's a solid push, but it's not a sharp kick. It's manageable for just about anybody, which is why so many of us probably started on one. Every major company, Winchester, Remington, Ruger, they've all built iconic bolt actions around this thing. Now, look, are you going to take it to Alaska for a grizzly? No, that's not what it's for. But for the lion's share of game in the lower 48, the 270 Winchester is just a proven, effective, and classic round. It's an elegant cartridge that absolutely gets the job done. Number 4, the 7mm Remington Magnum. Coming in at number 4, we're stepping up into Magnum territory. This is the 7mm Remington Magnum. This round made a huge splash in the 1960s, and it's been a powerhouse ever since. It throws a .284-inch bullet, and you've got a fantastic range of weights, from 140 up to 175 grains. This cartridge is famous for two things: reaching way out there and hitting hard when it arrives. You're looking at muzzle velocities screaming past 3,000 feet per second. This is what you want when you're hunting elk, moose, or those big muleys out in the open west. It actually shoots flatter than the 270. This is the tool you pick when you might have to take a shot across a canyon 400 yards and beyond. Now, there's no free lunch. You are going to feel this one. The recoil is a very noticeable step up. It's not for the faint of heart. And the ammunition, well, it's not as cheap or as common as some others. But if you are a dedicated Western hunter and you need a round that just bucks the wind and drops the hammer at long range, the 7mm Rem Mag is an absolute beast. Number 3, the 300 Winchester Magnum. At number 3, we're bringing out the big guns, the 300 Winchester Magnum. Folks, when you talk about just raw, authoritative knockdown power for big, tough game, the 300 Win Mag is always in that conversation. It also came out in the 1960s. It fires a .308-inch bullet, same as the .30 calibers, but the bullet weights are heavy, think 165 up to 200 grains, and the velocities are blistering 2,900 to 3,200 feet per second. This is what guys rely on when they're specifically hunting the biggest stuff. We're talking big bull elk, Canadian moose, and big bears. It delivers a tremendous amount of energy, and it carries that energy way out there, 500 yards and beyond. That belted Magnum case is built for one thing: performance. You get the penetration you need for a quick, ethical harvest on tough animals. But that power has a price. The recoil is stout. You must be able to manage it. Ammunition is expensive. And let's be honest, if you're just hunting whitetail in the woods, it is way more gun than you need. But if your goal is to have one rifle that can take anything in North America, the 300 Win Mag is a hard-hitting, proven solution. Number 2, the 308 Winchester. All right, our number 2 spot goes to what might be the champion of pure practical efficiency, the 308 Winchester. This round has been a military and civilian staple since the 1950s, and there's a good reason for that. It's firing that same .308-inch bullet, usually in the 150 to 180 grain range. Muzzle velocities are sitting in that 2,600 to 2,800 feet per second bracket. The 308 is just balanced. It has plenty of power, it's known for being incredibly accurate, and the recoil is very manageable. It's just about perfect for deer, hogs, black bear, and even elk inside of 300 yards. And because of its military service as the 7.62 NATO ammunition is everywhere. And it's some of the most affordable centerfire ammo you can buy. You can get a rifle in 308 in any flavor you want: bolt actions, lever actions, modern semi-autos. The recoil is noticeably less than the Magnums. It's just comfortable to shoot. That means you can practice more, and you can make faster follow-up shots if you need to. Now look, it's not a 7mm Magnum. It doesn't have those long-range legs. It doesn't have the brute force of a 300 Win Mag. But for 90% of the hunting that most Americans actually do, the 308's reliability, affordability, and just flawless, consistent performance make it one of the all-time greats. Number 1. The 30-06 Springfield. And that brings us to the number 1 hunting caliber in America. The undisputed, reigning, and defending champion, the 30-06 Springfield. This cartridge, introduced all the way back in 1906, isn't just a caliber. It's a piece of American history. It served this country through 2 world wars, and it has probably put more meat on the table than any other cartridge ever made. It fires that same .308-inch bullet as the 308, usually in that 150 to 180 grain class. But because it has a larger case, it holds more powder. That means it pushes those same bullets about 100 to 200 feet per second faster than the 308. That extra speed gives it a flatter trajectory and more energy when it gets downrange. The 30-06 can effectively and ethically take every single game animal in North America. Whitetail, elk, moose, black bear, you name it, the .06 can handle it. But its real magic is its versatility. Because it's been around for over a century, the sheer variety of ammunition is just unbelievable. You can find light loads, and you can find heavy, deep-penetrating loads for the biggest animals. Classic rifles like the Winchester Model 70 and the Remington Model 700 were practically built for this round. The recoil is firm, you know you're shooting a full-power rifle, but it's absolutely manageable. It is the perfect middle ground between the easy-shooting 308 and the heavy-thumping Magnums. If you need one, all-around, do-it-all, bet-your-life-on-it hunting caliber that has been proven time and time again for over 100 years, the 30-06 Springfield is still the king. So, there you have it. That's our breakdown of 5 cartridges that have absolutely earned their stripes in the field. Now, I know you've got an opinion on this. If you've got a favorite that didn't make the list, maybe the 6.5 Creedmoor or the 3030, I want to hear about it. Drop a comment down below and let us know what you're running. As always, if you found this useful, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you on the next one.